We live.
We're
Good
live.
evening.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to today's bite brought to you by Bobby Garland Baits. I got Brad Chappell here
And dust stash, somewhat.
in the
I've got a
dust.
little neck beard coming in, but the stash is here.
The stash is alive. You know,
Hmm
Dustin, it seems like I hadn't talked to you in a whole year, man. What's up with
You
that?
know what? It has been a whole year, hasn't it? Let me
It
get you
has been a
closer.
year.
Hey, and it's New Year, New Me. That's been my new saying for about a week now.
I
So
like that.
hang in there. Yeah. Um, I haven't really changed much. I haven't been working out like I thought I was going to. That fell through the first few hours of the morning. Other than that,
hmm
did you have any big New Year plans?
we did not. I think I actually went to bed before midnight. Oh, I
Oh,
know I did.
come
As a matter of
on.
fact.
Hey, come on. When them grandkids get older, you won't be doing that no more. I guarantee it. You'll be up till midnight.
Well, it's you get a little bit older in age, you just learn to
That's right.
appreciate the next day as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Everybody, I definitely appreciate hitting that 25K Crappie Connection hashtag. You guys are lighting up the board already. Working Man, Steve, Tom, Tennessee Bird. I like it. Luke, thank y'all for joining us tonight for sure. Glad to have
Guys, you
everybody
bet.
back on the new year. Um, I usually talk to Dustin right before the show. We kind of get a game plan, and tonight we're in 2026, and everybody sets New Year's resolutions and things like that. But we're going to talk about what our kind of goals would be for 2026 and kind of what we have in the uh, lineup for
Man, you bet.
2026.
Yeah. 2026 has kind of got a ring to it, and it's going to be a good year. I got a good feeling it's going to be a good year.
Yeah. Mike, he said, finally caught you guys live. Mike, I am so glad you
Oh,
finally caught
Mike,
us
you
live
bet.
as well.
Welcome, Mike. You caught us right at the beginning, too.
Yeah,
It don't even
absolutely.
start getting good until another minute or two, so you're ready here early.
That's exactly right. Charles, Reggie, Marty, appreciate all you guys. You guys are rocking it for us. Like I said, we're going to talk about crappie fishing like we do. But if you have any kind of questions, make sure you hit them on up here. We'd love to help you guys out with it and talk about any kind of goals that you might have for this new
You
year.
bet. And if you fished since the new year, let us know how
Yeah,
your New Year's bite is. I got to get that fishing report. That's one of my favorite deals is reading some fishing reports in the comments. So,
absolutely.
how's everybody's trips been since the new year? And I may or may not have a fishing report for you from today, the first crappie fishing
Ooh.
New Year report I've been. You bet. I went
Is
and
this
yanked on
is the
some.
forecast looking good or
Yeah, hey, it's looking good for sure. I was just telling you about the expo they're going to have on Grand. There's a tournament. That's where I was getting before we went live.
yeah.
Tournament in February 14th, actually, right on Valentine's Day. So I'll be in the doghouse if I fish that one. But I live there occasionally. It's all good. Um, but I went and checked Grand Lake out a little bit, just kind of see what the wintertime bite is doing, and see what I could think if I could hang with the big dogs out there or not. But man, I'm telling you, I caught some big fish for Grand Lake. It was looking really good. So things are looking up for Grand. It's just the numbers aren't there, but I wasn't really looking for numbers. Like I said, I was kind of just seeing if there was a tournament this time of year. Keeping them alive, catching them so deep was my biggest worry. You know,
Mhm.
in February there's going to be a lot of fish in that 40 to 60 foot deep water, and it's like, man, they're tough to keep alive. So uh maybe that's why I read on there, I think there's no dead fish penalty, which is crazy.
What was the trick? And I've seen you do it a couple years ago, and we haven't talked about it in a long time. What is
Oh
your
yeah.
trick on that, Dustin? I know
Yeah,
you got a
yeah.
trick when it comes
I
to
do
fish
have a
deep.
trick. Yeah, it's been a trick way before my day. My actual great grandpa, I think, started it in our family. Like, of course, he learned it from somebody too. But blowing in the fish's mouth. So when they're bulged up and they're sitting there floating, you can pinch their gill shut and then cup their mouth and just blow real hard, and it you let them go and they swim back down to the bottom and look great. They act real fine. I don't know if it's their bladder comes up in front of
Mhm.
something that's not supposed to, chokes them, whatever. But when you blow it back down, man, the fish swim off great. I've got a video that really blew up on Facebook
Yeah.
doing that a few years ago. I did it with Ken. We were just fishing. It was actually this time of year. It was in January, and we were knocking the sides off of them. just catching them left and right. And then we were leaving a trail of floaters because they were so deep, 50, 60 foot deep. We were catching them. And I said, I turned around and grabbed one and I picked it up and blew in it and threw it back and it darted off. And Ken's like, no way. And I'm like, what?
Mhm.
You've never seen that? He said, go to the next one. I got to get my phone out. So he videoed
Mhm.
the next time I did it. And man, yeah, people really got a kick out of it. But
Have you
the
tried it
one
in a tournament setting yet?
I actually have at Table Rock. We had a big, really big blackfish we caught, like a 190 something, which is a big fish there for that big Wally Marshall tournament. And we caught it like 40 foot deep, and its eyes were bulged out, and it was blown up. The bladder was all the way in its mouth, and stayed alive. It was the liveliest one at the end. So it definitely works. I mean, hey, it works. I've also
Mhm.
noticed. I learned this from Jerry Hancock, but even when they're floating on their side or upside down, they'll stay alive so long in that cold water. I'm not
Mhm.
even sure. I'm not even sure if it really would kill them, other than like birds grabbing them and all that is what kills them when you're leaving them out there
Yeah.
floating. But those fish stay alive a long time, even floating upside down or on their side. Uh, that's why it doesn't worry me too much. You can throw them fish in your live well and they'll stay alive till you get home this time of year because the water temp was 48 degrees, I think. I mean, it's down there,
Yeah.
so them fish will stay alive forever in that cold water.
We got one goal already here. Stuart says, my goal is to catch one better than a 2.34. Stuart, I really believe you can do that this year. And we want to know
Absolutely.
when you do that as well. So we're going to follow up
Yeah,
throughout the
yeah,
year and
yeah.
let us know if you
Everybody's got to
actually
put
hit those
yeah.
goals.
Everybody put your new goals in here, and then we'll keep up if you guys get to beat them.
Yeah.
But that's always super fun, and that fish is definitely beatable. You can make it happen. You just got to fish hard and cover a lot of water, but it's doable. You got a whole year to do it. But if I was going to do it, I'd start
Hmm.
now, and I'd give up about summertime. So no, don't give up in summertime because it's still possible. But
Yeah.
right now is the time to go catch some giant fish. Now in the next 2 months is the primo big fish season. I mean, it is time to go catch everybody's PB, your wall hanger, whatever you call it.
Mm,
It's
It,
out
it
there.
is.
Those fish, even the
Trophy
fish I
crappie
caught
season
today,
is
yeah,
here.
their bellies are getting really big. They're getting full of eggs. It's that
Yep.
time of year. One of my
E.
favorite
Logan's
times.
asking, he says, ever fish Eufaula, Alabama? I have not, but I know we've had a lot of guests and a lot of different guys on here that have fished that lake. And you've got a particular question about it, shoot it up here. And who knows, one of these guys are probably watching tonight can even chime in if you got a question about that particular lake. Or if you got a fish report from Eufaula, Alabama, we'd love to hear that as well. Got a question, and this is a great one as well. Rippin' Lips asks, what was your number one go-to jig from 2025? And guys, I think he's asking everybody that, not just
Yeah,
us,
yeah.
but I'm afraid Dustin and
Yeah, we
mine
kind of went
might be,
over that last
we
show.
might be a little same on that one, but
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
just say the color.
Yeah, you wouldn't imagine what I use today, since we are talking about it. Brad, it was 65 degrees today with no wind, and it was a
Ooh,
bluebird sunshining day. What
ooh.
bait you throwing on? Double silver rainbow all the way, baby.
Yeah,
There was
yeah.
shad everywhere, and I put the live roamer on in the dead profile, laying flat. For those of you who don't know what that means, there's a bait we have that has the body with a split
I probably
tail,
got it.
and you can rig it alive, like straight up and down, or you can rig it flat. So when it falls, the crappie, it looks like a dying shad pretty much, and it worked really well. I actually got some good video and pictures of it working today. But man, that's just when you're in the wintertime and you get a super sunny, high pressure day. Oh my goodness, it's usually a lights out bait this time of year.
That's the live roamer what
There
he's
she
talking about. I
is.
was going to
Yep,
show
yep,
you guys, but that's the live
yep.
roamer.
I'll rig it flat, and it
Hmm.
just sits that way. But you can rig it up and down, swim it too if you cast into them.
Mine's going to be double silver rainbow, probably my favorite color for 2025.
Yeah, yeah. Since you
Yeah.
used that one, I've got to go with spring. That one that stand out to me was Outlaw. Outlaw, is it Outlaw
Mm.
Special or just called Outlaw? I
Outlaw
think it's Outlaw.
special.
Outlaw Special. Okay. Yeah, that one stood out for me for a while. That was a really good color.
Rice Farmer says color limit at Blue Lake Cajun Cricket. Always remember to take off the transducer cover. Helps a lot when you're screen clarity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would definitely help. Talk about a mistake I learned from. I can imagine, and
Oh
a
yeah.
lot of guys are putting these transducer saver covers on them and going to the lake. And so undoubtedly he forgot about it at first. I can see how that would happen. It would probably happen to me for sure. Uh, Gene said, "My goal is start fishing with more bananas in my boat." Now, Gene.
Oh,
No,
Dean,
I don't.
Dean, that might be the worst New Year's resolution I
No,
ever heard of
we got to
it.
get you. We got to get you trained up better than that,
For
Gene. Now that
sure.
ain't gonna work out.
Dustin Shields asked me, or yeah, he asked me how you like them long beards. What's funny you say that, Dustin. We were just talking about turkeys before the live came on. Brad put in for Illinois, but Dustin, I'm not sure when the Grenada tournament is, but I'm going to go turkey hunting with you out there in Mississippi one of these days. You better holler at me. Marty
Yeah,
Perry who said he caught 15 today on monkey milk, 8 foot deep on standing timber, Toledo Bend. 8 foot deep is a fun bite. That had to be a good
that
time
is 8 to 10
on
would have
standing
to be
timber.
my favorite.
That is
Or
my favorite. When they don't spook from the boat and they're that shallow,
yeah,
woo, look out.
yeah.
I wonder, were you casting to him, Marty? I imagine probably Toledo Bend's got a lot of black crappie. I was wondering if you're pitching to him or not.
Uh,
Luke Allen Jones, he said, need to see you all fishing live one day. That would be awesome. Hey,
we can
Luke,
do that.
you bet, buddy. That would be a blast. We do need to go live. I wish there was somewhere close in Crothersville we could go fishing and rip some lips. Uh,
Real
but
foot.
yeah, that would be fun. Real foot, how far is that from
I think 30 minutes.
30 minutes? Is that a pretty good lake? We need a
Yeah.
real foot fishing report. Anybody out there at real foot catching any fish? I ain't heard a report on that in a long time.
Let's see.
Brandon Thomas says, "Good evening, all crappie slayers."
That's
Brandon,
right.
I know he put a whooping on him today too.
Derek said it's going to fish Lake Talcott in the morning at daylight. Man, that's a Florida lake. I'm sure Woody's talking about that one.
Hmm.
That one's always been on my hit list to do, to go fishing as well. So I know that would be a good one.
Carl Dearman, he said, "How was the fishing on Grand Lake, Dustin?" Carl, the fishing's pretty good, man, especially if you have them docks. I know you fish docks here and there. Today, bleeding shad in the live roamer or bleeding or a double silver rainbow was great. But if I was fishing your dock, I'd be using,
Near dock.
I don't know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If I was fishing his dock, I'd be using something smaller probably, but that doesn't mean the bigger ones won't bite. My fishing report goes pretty interesting. I started out with an itty bit,
Let's hear it.
and yeah, I was just checking areas that I normally fish, and there were ledges off the channel, and it wasn't anything really specific, just roaming fish in the shad. But to get them to bite is a whole nother ball game. Now, of course, there's a tournament coming up, but it is what it is. Um, I started out small because this time of year I'm always into small baits, but I think either
Hmm.
this warmer weather push or sometimes I see this happen. I very rarely you'll hear me say this, but there was a lot of fish following it and not eating or just not even paying attention to the bait no matter what I was trying. And then I put the full size live roamer on there, and they would slowly come up to it and just smash it. It was still a slow bite, but they were smashing a bigger jig. So don't be afraid to throw a bigger jig on there. I would have not caught near as many fish if I wouldn't have went to a bigger profile jig, and that rarely
Hmm.
happens, but it does happen. There is times a year that I promise you a big jig will outfish a small jig, and it's very few times a year, but it happens. You got to have the big jigs every once in a while.
And some guys might see my top three setups for the month of January, and it comes into big jigs. And some of these days when they're getting aggressive and they're looking for baits, I like the full size slab
Yeah,
hunter right now.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I use
Paired
that a
up.
lot in January too.
Yeah, I mean it's just a good bait. Especially I would think if I had to pick the top months to fish, the full size slab hunter would probably be January, February,
Yeah.
March, and then into April as well. But the first part of the year, that full size slab hunter is gonna be hard to beat.
You're pulling shad out of them crappie that are just like four to
Yeah.
6 inches right now. So, it's just normal what they're feeding on this time of year. So they're definitely hammering big baits. And you really feel a bite when you put a full size jig on like that. They
Hmm.
really thump it. That's very enjoyable fishing. Chad Wright said, New Year Day caught a box full, casting a 1/4 ounce monkey milk jig. Bigger fish were 25 to 35 foot down.
Wow.
Smaller fish are higher in big schools. It's a good fishing report right there.
Chad writes on them always.
Man,
Central Illinois 37 red sign image to fine shad, then went off first drop next to and scoped them open water and 12 foot of water. Most fish 4 to 6 foot deep with an itty bit Bluegill fire and fried shad, two great
Bluegill, yeah,
colors.
bluegill fire is a sleeper color. That's
It
one you don't hear
is.
of too much. Yeah, bluegill fire is a good one. I do good at Grand with that. Dark Side Crappie Company. He says 2026 goal is a 4 pound crappie or bust. I've gotten real
Hmm.
close a couple times, but haven't sealed the deal.
Wow.
Man, I don't even have a goal that big. So you know what? I'm following you around if you get that 4 pound crappie. You just let me know.
Yeah, I
Speaking
mean
of,
that
Brad, have you
sounds
kept up
awesome.
with Jordan and them that went to California right
Oh
now?
yeah.
Oh my goodness, they're knocking giant black crappie out. Does it not make you want to go just a little bit?
And you know, it does,
Yep,
especially seeing
yep.
those that caliber of
Oh
fish,
my goodness. Did
especially
you see
being
the
black
schools of
crappie.
fish? The schools
No.
on oh Brad, there's schools of fish. He has the screen 200 foot looking out, and starting at like 40 foot to 200 foot, the whole screen's full. I mean, it's full. It's unbelievable. He went live. He was fishing for like 5 minutes. He went live. The very first fish they caught out of the school. There's like a couple thousand in this one school. The very first fish was 3 pounds, and they caught more three fish that went for a little over 10 pounds. Isn't that
Mm,
incredible, man?
yeah.
Yeah, I've been keeping up with
I
them.
don't
Man.
I
I'm
don't need to
telling you.
see that because I'll be wanting
Oh,
to go out there.
it will kill you. I mean, it's awful. He was going live showing this 3 pounder, and they're reeling in another like 260, 280 while
Mm.
he was. It was unbelievable. But yeah, that would be a fun trip. If it wasn't a day and a half drive there, you'd see me probably living there, to be honest. But that's why there's big ones there.
Kevin, he said, I've been hammering them. Fished 3 days out of last four, caught four limits, had a limit today in an hour and a half, had double limit in 3.5 hours. Orange Bobby Garland, a 148-ounce overbite, itty bit slab hunter, and the slab slayer.
Oh, that's
That's,
a good bait right there. Kevin, the one thing you forgot is the lake. What lake you're fishing, buddy?
I might know where he was at even.
Give it a guess,
But no,
Brad.
I
Oh,
know it's
okay.
in
All
Missouri.
right,
It's in
all right.
Missouri. I won't
Gotcha.
spill the beans. I'll let him spill his own beans.
Willie Knighton, he said, caught my limit on Dirks Lake. I believe that's how you say it. Saturday on an itty bit slab hunter monkey milk suspended in the river channel, 20 to 40 foot of water. Uh, a lot of slab hunters going on. Itty bit slab hunter is a cold blooded killer too this year. Um, Carl Dearman said he has not been catching any last week. Four.
Hmm. Man.
He only caught four. The thing is, Carl, with the where you're at, maybe towards the main lake or bigger water, when they're roaming, you're catching those fish that are coming by, and they're just easing by, and you're catching one or two in here and there. But when you get a school come in there, that's when you're going to tear them up. But I'd
Hmm.
imagine it's hard to catch a big number of fish right now anywhere because they're not really schooled up. Like I was catching some here and there today. Nothing was like you roll up in more than three fish in one spot. It
Yeah.
wasn't like, and it's just slower around
Different
Grand.
lakes, different
Yeah, yeah,
personalities.
yeah,
We've said it
exactly.
and through the years nonstop.
For sure.
What was our goal on likes? And I'll let you know where we're at. See if
Oh
we can hit
man,
our goal
I
starting
want to
this
say
year.
it was 275 or
Hmm.
was it
I
279?
said 300. You said
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
275.
yeah.
We
So
hit about 280 last week, so
yeah,
we're
yeah,
gonna need
yeah.
some help. Right
We
now,
didn't
though,
need
we're
some
getting
real
there.
help on the likes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're
We're
getting
gonna
there.
need
We got 161 right now between the two platforms. So, guys, make sure you hit that like button. It helps us out more you can ever imagine. Plus, we've got our goal to do that every single week. So, we're going
yeah.
to need
It's
help
a new
a
year,
lot.
new us.
A
New
lot.
year. Yeah,
Got
for
some
sure.
more goals in mind.
Joey, he said he
Patrick
wants Oh, go ahead.
Patrick Pope, he said he needs a three on Sardis and on Enid. I would be a good
Woo.
place. Sardis, I've caught a three on Sardis. I
Have you really?
haven't. Yeah, I've caught a 3 pounder on Sardis Lake. I have not caught one on Enid. Um, but Enid would be
That'd
it
be
would
an
be a struggle
impressive
for
lake.
me.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's an impressive lake to catch a three, right? I mean, there's not a lot of
Yeah.
threes that are caught. Joey said, uh, 16 plus inch fish through the ice is my goal.
Oh yeah.
That would be epic. That would be something I'd love to mark off the bucket list. Just to say I've done it is the ice fishing. That'd be pretty fun. And then a
This is
16
a
inch would be a big one.
this is a good one here as well. Aaron, he says my goal is to get fooled less by bluegills on my grass. Let's try to
Aaron,
help him out a little bit with that, Aaron.
yeah. I'll tell you what, Aaron, that happens a lot at Grand Lake as well. And it's happened more this last year than I've ever seen it. I don't know what it is. There's just been a huge bluegill spawn or something because there's more on brush now, there's more under docks. The first telltale sign you're going to have is the size of dots, of course, but the way they move and the way bluegill follow your
Yep.
bait are so much more different than a crappie. So once you get both of those tuned in, it won't mess you up anymore. But a lot of
Mhm.
times, if you see bluegill, you'll see a lot on top, and then the bigger blobs on the bottom are going to be crappie. They like to hang out a lot at Grand anyway. They like to
Mhm.
hang out together a lot. It's just you're going to see the difference of the size, and bluegill move around a little bit more than crappie. Crappie are
Yep.
big and heavy and they're just sitting there, and then the bluegill you're gonna kind of see flickering and moving, and the way they follow your baits and everything, you'll kind of tune in on it. But definitely can be super frustrating. I'm not gonna say I've
Yeah.
not dropped on a school of bluegill before. It's happened
Yep.
100%. So it's just part of it. But if you find bluegill big enough, just catch them and eat them too.
Yeah, and my biggest thing has always been how they're reacting to brush. And I don't see too many in
Yeah.
open water. Most of the time, I see them on a lay down or stump or
Yes,
some sort
yes.
like that, and they look like
They like
little
the tops.
bees to me. They're
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
just constantly moving in a really fast manner. So maybe that'll help you out a little bit, Aaron.
yeah.
We hope that works.
And not 9 times out of 10, they're on their own little posse on top of the brush at Grand. Anyways, they're not ever really tucked down in it like you can get the crappie. A lot of people looking for a 3 pounder
Hmm.
for the new year for sure. 3 pounder with a good friend TJ. The third year going down to Grenada after one. Luke Allen Jones. He's going to Grenada again to try to get that 3 pounder. You're
That's
going to the right lake, Luke, for sure. Grenada has been very good to me. I can't. If I was going to catch a 3 pounder, that's exactly where I'd go for sure. Anywhere in the United States, that's where I'm going.
Brandon Thomas has got a good report. Today's bite on Hudson was fishing bridge piers along Highway 20. Water temp 49 to 50. A fish stacked up close to vertical piers in 20 foot of water. No current today at all. Uh,
That
you
helps.
know, that is a classic sound like a wintertime. And I
Yeah.
mean, you can't go wrong with that fish report. He tells you exactly where he
No,
was
yeah, he
at,
even told you
guys.
what highway. You bet.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
awesome, Brendan.
that is. You bet. Yeah, if you want to fill your freezer, that's a good place to go. He said he didn't catch any giants today, but a lot of good eaters, and good eaters make me smile still. I don't know about you.
Mr. Charles got a good goal, he says.
Oh yeah, here we go. He said, yeah, his goal is to give me a hug at the Grenada tournament this year. Charles, you bet, buddy. Lord willing, I make it to that tournament. I've got my doubts in myself with this new 26-foot Sea Arc. That's my only problem is just boat control, and everything is a whole new ball game. I won't be near as comfortable with this boat as I was with my last one, but man, I may still go give it a run. We'll see. I might just have to do it after I
Might
get
have
my
to do
boat
it.
tuned in. I might have to do it.
Charles, y'all not going to Grizzly Jig Show? I mean, I know you guys went up there last year, Mr. Charles and Reggie. I know you
He
boys
was looking
rolled
for
up
me
there
to get a
last year.
hug too, wasn't
Yeah, and you dipped on us.
he? I might have to fight the hugs off this year with the dang flu and everything going
Hmm.
around. My goodness. And last year you got the flu. See, I dodged it. You got it from out there.
Yeah. Good evening, John Mayo. Glad you to join us. Rusty, he says,
Very
is there
good
any
question.
truth to having a full moon at night make it tough to catch fish the next days because they feed all night? Ooh,
Personally, I've seen it for sure. I'm taking
yeah.
it to the bank. That's a real thing. We just went through a week of full moon, and gosh, I think it makes the fish so lethargic during the day. It really does.
Full moon, I'd rather fish later in the day at midday hours,
Hmm.
and early morning bites usually really tough for me after a full moon. And I'm talking, 10 o'clock to 2 is probably going to be the better time frame during the full moon, in my experience. Those days, I'd rather just sleep in and go out later. But I
Yeah,
do think there is some truth to actually
there
answer
is.
the question.
I almost think there's more truth to a full moon messing with the bite than pressure, barometric pressure, to be honest. Uh, Willie Knighton says, what's the temperature for y'all today in Southwest Arkansas? It was 75, and tomorrow it's supposed to be 75. So I'm taking off work to see what the fish will do. That we were 65 to 60. I mean, we were in the 60s today. It was gorgeous weather. You couldn't ask for
Yes.
better. And we got another good day tomorrow as well. So it looks like everybody's going to be trying to do the same thing.
Yeah, it definitely looks like we'll have good weather next 2 days and go downhill Friday for sure. A lot of
Yeah,
rain moving in.
that's
His
it.
question about what do you think the winning weight's going to be at the tournament at Eagle Lake Saturday? Ooh,
Is
let me
it
get my
5 fish or
calculator out.
7?
7.
7 fish. I love this question. I love this question. Here we go, guys. Everybody got to put your guesses in. But uh,
Remember the
Eagle Lake.
rules.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's the rules?
Wait, if you guess it, you're giving them a goodie bag.
On the dot.
Oh yeah,
Not
yeah, yeah.
over,
You
not
got
under,
yeah,
on the
yeah, yeah.
dot.
Not whoever's closest. You got to guess it on the dot.
On the
Somebody's
dot.
gonna end up getting it on the dot. You know that.
On the Oh yeah, we're waiting. It hasn't happened yet, but it's gonna
Seven
happen.
fish. 7 fish. Man, I'm terrible with this because I'm not real familiar with Eagle Lake. But I
I
gotta
got
do
mine.
this.
I got mine.
My guess is, and this might be crazy, but I don't know. My guess is 1505.
Hmm.
That is my guess. 1505. That's going to win it. And that's going to win me a goodie pack from Brad. Maybe something good
Mhm.
at the Grizzly Jig Show. You guys
Hey,
remember that. What's yours, Brad?
I'm gonna do 16.10.
Whoa.
16.10.
A whole pound over me. There must be some hammers that's swimming around in there right now.
16.10
My goodness.
is my guess. You're a little taken back by that one, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I didn't know Eagle Lake had that many hammers in it, but I've never fished a lake in my life. I just go off of, you catch a lot of pound and a half fish, it seems like when you're guiding there. So I figured a 2 pound average would be a good average. So then I bumped another pound off that. But you know more than I do about that bad boy. Brandon Thomas said he ordered some new Bobby Garland baits today, or a couple days ago actually, off LureNet, and used the Crappie Connection 15 code for the
Yeah.
savings. He can't wait to try them out. I appreciate you very much for that, Brandon. He said they should be in any day, so I'm ready for some pictures of
Yeah,
them.
I actually ordered some more stuff this Monday too, and looks like it'll probably gonna be here tomorrow. I'm fishing Eagle Lake tomorrow. I'm gonna guide on that lake, so I have a better idea. But
Oh,
I'm gonna
you
go
will
ahead
have
on
a
a
lot better idea.
limb.
Yep, I'm
I'm gonna say
1505.
1610.
No, that's awesome. Uh,
1610.
Brad Harding said, I got a new Garmin Force Pro on the way. Thanks for recommendations from both of you. It's gonna be a learning curve from the old school
Oh yeah.
cable driven motor. Brad, I don't know how much it's gonna be a learning curve, but you're gonna love it. You know, the only
Hmm.
thing you got to learn is how to get along with something so much better. Lot
Also,
smoother for you.
I would go down there and play with the adjustment on the tighten it or
Yes,
loosen it
yes,
up.
yes,
Now
yes.
mine's fairly loose, so there's a
Yeah,
screw on the bottom side of that pedal
yeah.
that you can loosen it to make
Customize
the
it.
pedal looser or tighter.
Yeah,
And at first, it's going to be pretty tight, so you might have to back it
yeah.
up to loosen it up a little bit.
Yeah, and just don't loosen it too far. Sometimes you can get real
Yeah,
crazy with it, so kind of be
find that
careful
little
with it.
sweet spot.
Yeah, yeah. Brad, you're gonna love it though, man. Congratulations on
Mhm.
that purchase, and thank you for tuning in and asking us for our recommendations. I appreciate you very much.
Adam says trying to beat a 262, caught two crappie in 2024 in a week that were the exact same weight but different lengths. Were they black crappie or white crappie? That's going to be interesting to hear as well.
Yeah, 260 is a big old fish. Carl Dearman says, "Does the pressure make a difference on catching fish?" Carl, sometimes maybe it does. I don't notice it as much because we're out there regardless. I've had really good days on high pressure and low, and I've tried to pay
Mhm.
attention to it, but in the end, it seems like a timing thing throughout the day that you can get them to bite better. And don't ask me why. Like 10 o'clock could be good right now, and then tomorrow's 12 o'clock. But it's all timing. Uh, but as far as just the pressure making a difference, I've not really noticed. I've looked it up a lot, but I haven't. I really haven't. I noticed like full moons and the weather messes with them a lot, though. As far as
Mhm.
just like if you're going to get a cold rain the night before, I've noticed it will push them down or push them into making them bite a lot harder, a lot more lethargic, stuff like that. They'll go to the bottom and just suck to it on colder fronts and stuff like that. But as far as just straight pressure, I'm not sure.
Um, Got a couple questions on here. It says, what went to a seminar last week and a speaker was empathetic about the size of bait was way more important than color. Do you agree?
Man, they open another can of worms on us. We kind of got into that last time.
I think both of them are very much important. Now to say
Yes,
one's just drastically more important, I don't know if I totally agree. I
yeah,
think both of them have a big role together. So if you're off at one and on the color or vice versa, it can affect it. Of course, your goal is going to be hit both of the profile and the color. I think they both are important though. I don't know if one's
agreed.
really all that
That much to I think
overtowering.
size makes a really big difference, but there's
Hmm.
days colors matter. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
And I challenge. This is a good one I just heard here not too long ago from Kenneth Pierce.
Hmm.
He's big into the crappie fishing, but he brought up a video here not too long ago about color. He said if color doesn't matter, then let me look at your tackle box, and you should only have one or two colors if color doesn't matter and it's just size. So whoever says that, I would like to look in your tackle box, because we should only have one or two colors if that's really the fact. And I don't know of a crappie fisherman one that ain't got so many colors that just blow your mind of
Yeah.
everything. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely, there's a time and place for color.
Um,
It all goes under the umbrella and the word presentation. There's color, size, the way you present the bait, everything.
Old shirt says my goal is to eat more turnip greens
Oh
2026.
no, not the turnip greens. We almost made it halfway without
I
turnip greens getting
love
brought
it.
up.
Right now we're at 234 likes, guys. We need about 50 more to hit that goal tonight. So please, if you hadn't hit that like button, go ahead and do that for us tonight. Got Tennessee Bird Hunter. Got to learn areas of Kentucky Lake and locate structure for future trips. Join the 3 Pound Club this year. That's a great goal on both
That
of
would
them. I
be
mean,
epic. That would be
spending
epic.
time learning your waterway. And what amazes me is even Ross Barnett's about 34,000 acres. And especially if I have time just to go out and say, look for new water or new things to fish, I always typically um, find something new. And some days I'm not even looking for new pieces of structure or what have you, and find it then. So it's always great to find something new on the water.
For sure.
Okay.
Jeremy says, finally caught the live hello from Lake Fork. Jeremy,
Absolutely.
hello, buddy. Appreciate you jumping on here. Uh, Lake Fork how's the fishing doing on Lake Fork? It's got to be doing pretty good. I've seen some good bass fishing stuff there, but I know they're whooping big crappie up there for sure. John Gathright, he got up here and said, "What's up, Six Fish?" I almost forgot about that, John, until you just brought it up. My nickname over
Mm.
there is Six Fish because I weighed in those six fish at Grenada and really shot myself in the foot instead of seven. You remember that?
Hmm.
Man,
I've done it.
I was hoping everybody. Have you really? Oh,
Yeah,
I was
on
hoping
Grenada.
everybody forgot about that. John, you would die laughing if you seen me count fish before a tournament now. I mean, I
Yeah,
count them 5 different times. You
I've
only
done it.
do that once in that big a scenario. You only do that once. But it's funny, Brad.
Yep,
You did it at Grenada too, because
at Grenada.
it's the muddy water that gets you. I'm very convinced in it's that muddy water. You go to see. I was counting my fish. Not that it makes it right or wrong, but I was counting my fish as I put them in there. But I was talking at the same time to somebody, and I noticed I grabbed all my floating bobbers. They were all gone, and all my floating bobbers was hooked to a fish. Well, one got wrapped under the fish and was just hanging under his neck. And
Ah,
that water's so muddy you can't see their back. You
mm,
can't see the crappie in your live well. So that is what got me. And it
hmm.
was a 278 maybe that I left in. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That one hurt bad. It hurt bad.
Jacob, first Grenada trip coming in February. Any tips on depth of water to start in?
It's a good
Very
question.
late,
February. Give
late.
them a solid depth.
Mm, I would say the
I'm
last week of February. I wouldn't even, if you have warm weather, a stretch of warm weather and different things like that. I would look shallow.
got a
And
number.
I got a number. Do you have a number?
I've got a number. I'm
Okay,
I'm I'm jumping in 10 foot of water or less, and I'm looking for them big old giants.
that's solid.
Yeah,
That would be solid.
but
I'd
if
say 8 to 10 if you
yeah,
have warm weather. I think those fish will start pulling up and staging
yeah,
even in
I
late
wouldn't be
February over
scared.
there.
I wouldn't be scared to go look in the deep water after you didn't find them in, in that shallow water.
Yeah.
But you got to try first. You got to try first.
Calvin, he said, "What county in Illinois?" I'll tell you exactly. Let's see, St. Clair and Madison is my two that I've put in for the lottery.
Anybody got that Illinois turkey hunting ground? Come on now,
Mhm.
Calvin, help a buddy out there. Working man, he said, weekend warrior report.
All right.
Sardis is looking good the last week and weekend. Fishing 7 to 8 foot of water with a hair jig in the upper water column. The fish are closer to the bottom, like the bigger profile jig. So there you
Yes.
go. That's a good little
Big old
fishing report
slab
there.
hunter at Sardis hunting,
John
man.
Mayo. John
Whew.
Mayo's the only one we haven't heard from today yet that I
He
know
said
is catching
hello.
some catfish. Oh, did he? Okay, John.
He said hello,
Uh,
but I haven't seen his fish report yet.
yeah, John, you better put a fishing report in there. I know you got one, and if you don't, something's
Mhm.
wrong.
See, Scott England said had 24 out of real foot Sunday, all good fish.
Oh, there we go. Real foot's okay then. Brad,
Mhm.
maybe we should pull the old tank up there.
You pull your tank up
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. No, that's where I'm at. I'm like, man, that's a long ways. Yeah,
Tate, he
Workman
says,
said,
what was
go
able
ahead.
to fish Sunday, extremely hard bite, all were laying on bottom and hard to catch. 47-degree water and fish found in main lake around 20 to 30 foot of water. Update South Carolina. Yeah, it can be like that some days, that's for sure. I've seen that over in right about Christmas time. They were just very lethargic. Hopefully tomorrow we have a good bite. I'll let you guys know
And yeah,
next week
same.
when I get
I'll
back.
be out there as well tomorrow. So uh, I'm kind of hoping that they're keeping that same energy, going to be fired up with this warm weather.
Da, da, da.
Jay Carr, he
Let's
said, the fish I catch are on structure. The fish in open water won't bite. What's the deal? Jay, I've seen that same exact thing, what you're saying. And only thing I can put it to is those fish out there in the open water are stuffed plumb full, or you're running into them at the wrong time. You can catch some every few fish, but the fish on structure just seem to, maybe they hadn't had a meal in as long. They've sat there longer, and they're waiting for something to come by. I would love to tell you because usually it's backwards for me, and I can catch Roman fish better than I can fish on structure. So it's funny
I
you're
got a
running into that.
question about that.
Uh oh, go ahead.
And and just be very I'm very curious on this answer as well. And I think I know the answer, but Jay, are those fish on structure, are you catching, I'm gonna say 90% black crappie? Are they mainly black crappie that you're catching right now? And those white crappie tend to be,
Are suspended.
suspended out there and not
Man,
eating as well.
that
It
would be
could be the
some
black
wizard
difference
stuff.
between
Yeah, yeah,
black and
different.
the white crappie.
That's a fact. Yeah.
I
Have you seen
we'd
that
like
though,
to see
Brad?
that.
Have you
Yeah.
seen where one or the other can be more aggressive?
Yep.
Yep, I've seen that. Matter of fact,
Yep.
today it felt that way.
Yep, I'd like to see his answer on that. I
That
know
is
you're
a
out there,
very
Jay.
good question. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Jay, come on now.
I know you're
Jay's
out there,
probably
Jay.
sitting there like, hey, Jay's sitting there probably like, how in the world did he know that? That would be
I've
funny.
known Jay Carr a long time.
That's funny. Real Pursuit Crappie Fishing. He said, greetings from Kentucky Lake. Great show. Keep it up. Sending likes your way.
Love
Real
it.
Pursuit. I appreciate it very much. You bet.
Love it.
Man, I appreciate the love for sure. Give us that like. We got to reach the 275 today. If we go more than 275, and I'm going to win my guess on 1505 as the weight for seven fish at Eagle Lake. This is a great day. Great time to
Hmm.
start the year out.
Hmm.
Great Tuesday night.
Yeah. Fishing with Fergie, Central North Carolina Fish Report. It's on. I like that. 14.9 bag yesterday in a couple hours. Big fish in massive schools roaming in 40 to 110 foot of water. Throw in a 1/16 ounce jig, minnow plastic in natural color. Key is 4 pound line. And quivering the wrist with a takeaway when they
Oh
turn
yeah,
on it. Moving fish are hard to hit, so follow until they slow down or just look for another suspended bunch.
I like it.
47.5 super clear water. Lake is low. Great today's bite fish
That
report
is a
there.
good fishing report. You bet. That sounds like some fun fishing. I like
Mm-hmm.
that deep water stuff. Calvin Anderson said Saturday, Mississippi River, 14 to 16 foot of water, 5 to 8 foot deep on a pink and white 16th ounce pink jig head. I like it.
There you go. James says movement, movement, movement. All right.
Hey, we dig it.
We like it. I
I ain't
like
gonna
booger.
lie, that if you were to read what my bait was doing, that would be it. Joey
Joey,
Caldwell, he said,
there you
"Oh,
go.
go ahead."
You
Okay, I
got it.
got him. Eclipse is my go-to. They don't bite that. It's time to go home. Or the Slab Hunter Bluegill Fire. I can agree to the Bluegill Fire. Eclipse is a killer too, but I
It
use it very
is.
rarely around here.
No, it's a great color. It definitely
Yeah.
is great.
He said if they don't bite on that, it's time to go home. I got some baits that they do
Hmm.
that, then it's time to go home. Working man
Working man
says
goes
goals catch
three.
over a 3 pounder.
Absolutely. Let's see.
Brad Mitchell said looking for a 3 pounder. Arca Butler was the goat back in the day. Brad,
Hmm.
I guess I'm just gonna have to hear about all that because I
Hmm.
never did get to fish that lake. Will it ever be back? You think, or are they done with it?
No, I don't think they're done with it. I think it's the Corps engineers. You know, they're looking at it and studying it, and I think it's
Gotcha.
going to be a long, drawn out process. I think it's
Oh
probably
man,
another 10 years before it
maybe
fills up. But
10 years from now, it might be another. It'll be the goat lake again, won't it?
yeah,
Maybe about 20 years from now. Michael or Michelle Martin said, I caught 7 yesterday on Mississippi State Lake, 12 foot deep. They were laying tight on the bottom, 16th ounce itty bit with double silver rainbow. The bite was slow. You had the right bait, so that's their fault for being slow, Michael, for sure.
Brandon West. He says, we gave it out, Brandon. Now we got to hear your prediction." He said, "What's the prediction for the Eagle Lake tournament Saturday?
Yeah, yeah,
Looks
yeah.
like wind may be a factor." I said 16.10,
If
sixteen
it's going to
ten.
be windy, that makes me feel even better about my 1505. It definitely does. John Mayo's fishing report. Here he is. He
There it
came
is.
through, by golly. John, I appreciate it. He said, fished 3 days on the Big Four, caught several over 250, and quite a few giants. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this spring is going to be one of those years. I really believe we may see some 4 pound fish in the spring.
Mm,
If the weather hits right, this spring it may be epic. Our last high water spawn was 5 years ago. I think this may be the year.
makes sense.
If anybody knows, it would be John. And I've already seen some giants being caught real early, so I think he's probably right. What do you think, Brad? Is this the
No,
time, a year of the
that man right
giants?
there will know it.
Yeah,
He'll
you're
know
right.
about that year.
As long as we just don't get crazy rains or anything silly, I
Yeah,
think you're right.
Sardis has just been a machine on putting out crappie for, I mean, forever, I guess. But
As long as I've heard of it,
I
it's
mean,
been
it's
great.
just a machine to put out crappie.
Yeah.
Um, I got Danny says his. I'm assuming his resolution would be a limit on the res. Been struggling since I started using live scope. Danny, you got my number.
That's right.
We can make that happen.
For sure. You can get that limit on the res, buddy. James Charlie said, yes. How do you feel after you stay up all night?
Hmm.
Shoot, I don't even know what we're answering to, but
I think
I
back.
feel I feel pretty
I don't.
tough.
I don't stay up all night.
Yeah. What's up, guys? Watching from Kentucky. This is Real Faith Crappie Guide. Uh, Real Faith Crappie Guide. Where do you guide from? Nice to see you on here.
Kentucky Lake.
Appreciate you.
Kentucky. Okay,
Oh,
I'm
oh,
I'm
yeah.
assuming Kentucky Lakes.
Oh, okay. Come on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can't just assume anymore, okay?
That's right. That's right.
Is Kentucky Lake a pretty big lake?
Yeah, it's
Have you?
huge.
Okay. Have you fished it before?
I've been on it now. I've been to it
Okay.
the last 2 years for the Cornfield Fishing Gear spring uh, show they
Oh yes, I
have.
remember you saying that.
I usually wind up doing podcasts the whole time,
Yeah.
or
Hmm.
or watching Hunter play at the bar.
Courtney Sanders said, "Me and Dad went fishing Sunday afternoon, and we got some slabs. We were using a 16-foot B&M graphite jig pole with eye hole jig, crappie magnet. Hope y'all have a wonderful week." Courtney, I appreciate it. That's a good way to start off the week. Sounds like you put a whooping on them.
I saw that. I seen that on Facebook. That's awesome. We do have some predictions going in here. I see man 1423, 15.1, 1508, 1426, 1570. I'm still higher than most people.
Yeah, for sure.
Hmm.
For sure. Oh, Luke Allen Jones, man, have I been looking for this comment for a long time.
Huh.
He said, Dustin, would you trade a trip for a turkey hunt in Kentucky over 500 acres with more birds than you can shake a stick at? Luke, I'll be there. Matter of fact, I may just take you fishing first, and then we'll go kill a turkey. But I'm in on that 100%. You just get a hold of me. We'll line them details out. What I'd really take care of you for, though, is if you got 500 acres for turkey hunting, then you got 500 acres for me to come kill a velvet deer when deer season. And then would I take care of you then, buddy? But hey, I'm grateful for anything. Uh, I'm 100% in on the turkey hunting deal. The only thing I run into
Mhm.
bad is I'm so busy during turkey season. That's like my time to really get after it. So we'd have to squeeze like a 3-day weekend or something, try to go up there. But that would be a blast. I'm definitely in. I'd have to look up the details, how to get tag and everything. But anybody else got good hunting stuff, you just come on here. I'll take good care of you. We'll go on a crappie fishing trip you won't forget, buddy.
Yeah, you know, I do have a cabin on the lake.
No, 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 no. Listen, Brad, get out of here. Get out of here, Brad.
Uh,
Oh man. And it's almost done, ain't it? Or is it done?
it's almost done. It ain't
It's
quite
right
done.
there, ain't it? No, it won't
Right
be
there
done in
at it.
time. Don't worry about it, buddy.
Let's see.
Gosh, a
With the
lot of
weather that we're
guesses.
having.
A lot of guesses.
Oh yeah. Yes, that is a Magnolia Crop Club tournament. Bobby, he said all the way to 1702. So Mr. Bobby got big hopes over there too. But Josh says, with the weather that we're having being really warm in the south, does that affect crappie? Yeah, I mean it can affect them. My biggest thing what affects crappie is sudden changes. Now, if we go
Exactly.
in and you have this water heating up extremely quick, those first couple days it can make them a little lethargic and a little grumpy. But after it kind of stabilizes, it can turn them on and ignite them. So
100%.
right at
Yeah.
first, probably a little bit just like a big
A little
cold front comes through, a little
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But
That's what them crappie are doing.
right now we should be in the upper part of it because it's been this way for all weekend and then so
Yeah.
last
Yeah. A few
4 or 5
days.
days.
I agree. Craig Town said, hello, fellas. St. Louis here. Man, Craig,
Absolutely.
appreciate you jumping in. Uh, I'm trying to think of some good fishing holes in St. Louis. I know you got the river running through there that has some giant blue cat, but I don't know where the crappie are hanging around there. But it's nice to see you on here for sure.
John, maybe you got it by now, but John, he said, "What? A bit late. So, what weight are y'all commenting about? Eagle Lake Fishing Tournament, Magnolia Crappie
He's
Club
wanting to
this
guess
coming
that weight,
Saturday.
ain't he?
Yeah,
He's trying to get that
get
free
in,
package. Yeah,
get in on it.
we'll both chime you in some goodies. If anybody guesses the weight of the exact number, you get a goodie pack coming your way from
Yep,
both of us. Marty
yep.
Southard said, "What depth are you catching these fish during a tournament? Would you need to fizz them?" Thanks, guys. Marty, honestly, the fish will tell you if you needed to fizz them. If you reel them up slow, it helps a little bit, but I'm thinking normally 35 to 40 foot and deeper. So even sometimes 30 foot and deeper, which you really don't have to worry about very often because tournaments are in the warmer months. We just have a freak deal here in February that they're going to be really deep. But a lot of tournaments are in the warmer months where you don't have to worry about that. They're up shallower than 20 foot anyways. So, but you would have to fizz the fish. There is a lot more professional way to fizz the fish than me blowing in their mouths. But yeah,
hmm
you can fizz the fish. They'll come up. Their bladder will either be in their mouth or their eyes will be bulged out a little bit, and they'll just be super lethargic. They'll just be laying on the surface.
Natural State Eric, he says, "What's up, guys? Long time no see." Eric, we're here every Tuesday night, bro. So man, you just got to
Yeah,
join us.
you're the
He
only
says,
one. Yeah, yeah.
"Yeah, we've been here. Where you
That's
been
right.
at?
Yeah, where you been?
Where you
Uh,
been at?"
Brittany says Washington Lake fishing any better? Brad, that'd be a question for you, buddy.
Uh, I don't really know. I've been working on my cabin every time I've been over there religiously,
Yeah,
but probably about 3 months. You can ask me, or not. I'll be over there before then.
yeah, he'll be checking it out. Don't you worry. Dustin, he said how much Dustin's baby weighed when he was born. That's what weight we were all talking about. He said he's something else. Hey, you ain't wrong. You know what's
uh,
crazy? He says that is I was 10 pounds 11 ounces. My brother was 11 something. We were
good
all
lord.
just giant babies. Yeah, giant babies. So it's funny you say that, Dustin. My son was about average though. Thank the Lord.
Brad, thank you for the props. We definitely appreciate you guys. We can't do it without y'all every Tuesday night joining us. And you know what? We've hit our goal and surpassed it
Oh my
already, and
goodness.
we've got another
You
10
bet.
minutes left. We at 3:02 between the two platforms. So thank you guys. We're
Thank you
starting out
guys very much.
2026 on
You
the right
bet.
track.
That's what
I
I'm talking about.
love it.
You bet. If I could hug you
Love
guys
it.
through the phone, I sure would. Steve Reynolds, he said, can you still put your power poles all the way down and completely submerge your brakes? If you're talking about the brakes that they're making now for the power poles, like on the side of them, absolutely. You got sea light brakes, power brakes, there's all kinds of them now, to be honest. They all can go submerged. That's what they
Hmm.
build them for. You can still use your power poles to full uh, service or whatever you'd call it. Yeah, that's the good thing about it. Matter of fact, I'm getting ready to hopefully, Lord willing, everything lines out. I'm going to go get my boat completely ran through, taken care of, brakes and everything, batteries, going to the guys at Sea Light and gonna switch it up on you, Brad. I'm gonna go to
No.
Sea Light and see what them guys can hook me up. They have some unbelievable product, so I'm really excited to try this stuff out. Uh, I'm gonna try to go with the brakes that are just automatic, deployed down and up on their own that you can push of a button instead of putting them on my power poles. So we'll see how
Mm.
that works. I like to use my drift paddles a lot for catfishing and everything else. So I'm going to try that route so I don't have to walk back there and deploy them.
Can't wait to get down there. Trent Goss, what's up? He's gonna be out there in the running, I'm sure.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, for sure. He'll be out there at Eagle
he'll
Lake.
be out
Trent,
there in
what
the
do you think?
running.
Trent
He
probably
said
put his guess in there.
he said we'll be over 15:05. Hmm.
Woo! That was my guess. Was the 15:05.
Uh-huh.
So man,
Uh,
he said it's gonna be over that.
gonna
He
be
knows
over
way
that.
better than I do. I wish I could re-guess, but I ain't going to. I'm gonna stick to my 15:05.
You got to now. It's
I
unlocked
have to,
in.
doggone it.
We got
And
another
I see.
9 minutes.
We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, he's probably right. I bet some people pulling in some big old fish out there, especially how healthy everything's
Ooh,
going.
Tim Smith,
There could be some sacks.
1638 from Tim Smith. So
It's a pretty good guess. A
it
pretty
could
good
go
guess.
higher than that. Jay
That would be some.
Card, I'm gonna get back to that. You know, when I asked him, was it black crappie, white crappie? He said, yep, three biggest fish were magnolia, 229, 205, and 198. All magnolias never happened. What do you think? Yes, Brad, all specks. So
Look at
that's
that.
kind of what I thought.
Look at that. You called it. You called it.
Kind of figured that one.
Gosh, here is a very good question I get asked. Gosh, I cannot tell you how many times a year. Got to be close to 100 times a year, I bet you, is what's your favorite way to cook crappie and how often do you eat them besides fried? When I
Yeah.
tell you I've eaten crappie so many different ways, I mean, and you know what's the best part about crappie is I don't think I've tried it a way I didn't like. I like them all. It's all great. But in a very easy way, when I come home from a long day and I don't want to get a mess and batter them and fry them like he's talking about, I love to grab my cast iron skillet, take me 4 or 5 fillets, throw a little bit of butter on the cast
Yeah.
iron just to grease it up a little bit, and I think it's called Zatterall, I believe.
Zatarans.
Zatarans, yeah, yeah, Zatterall.
Mhm.
Zatarans, blackened and seasoned. I was thinking of Adderall, but blackened and seasoned Zatarans. Just coat both sides decent and just blacken it is probably one of my easiest, simplest, best ways to eat it. It just falls apart like buttery shrimp in your mouth.
Mhm.
It's super good. That's just a little simple recipe for you. If you don't eat it that way, it's worth a try. It's simple, like I said, and then you can go into all kinds of rabbit holes on making it. Baking it is amazing. There's bacon recipes,
Yeah.
smoked recipes, full. If I had
Crappie
like if
dip.
I
Smoked
Oh
crappie dip.
gosh, yeah, yeah. The smoked crappie
Yeah.
dip. I remember you bringing that up.
Yeah,
You had to
Driscoll's.
send that recipe out to a lot of people. But
Yeah.
another way, if I had a lot of time on my hands to do it, I would scale a crappie out. If there was just the only way to eat them, and I had plenty of time, or somebody was doing it for me, is to scale the fish, scale the whole fish, and then just fillet it out to the tail. Cut the tail off with the fillet and skin on it, and fry that.
Mhm.
It is unbelievable. That's probably my favorite way to eat it, but it's just a lot of
Um,
work.
Brandon West, any tips on fishing in strong wind in waves when a fish are deeper than 20 foot, mainly hunting fish in open water? Great question. You know, I would move up, depending on the waves, I would move up in the size of the lead above the jig. And I wouldn't be as scared, 20 foot deep, ounce and a half. possibly even two. I mean, just kind of depends on how hungry you are. If you can handle that 2 ounce for a long period of time, but I wouldn't be scared to put up to a 2 ounce weight on some of them.
Brian Bowers said he purchased a Garmin Force Pro in late November and really liked it. Back to the fellow that bought a new
Hmm.
one. So I don't think I've ever heard any negative stuff about a Garmin trolling motor. I think you're going to be in good hands.
I've seen this comment. I'm gonna get back to CC Outdoors. It says, "Live scope makes me feel stupid." And,
Hey,
it can
we all
definitely
been
make
there,
all
buddy.
of us feel stupid.
Oh my gosh. I've been there like way more times than I want to admit.
Hmm.
Sometimes I blame the live scope, just want to throw it in the water. Just kick the screen off the front of the boat and then you're good. But man, that's so funny you say that.
Uh, CC Outdoors on Buzzy, Poverty, Lake Marval in the last week, Marval black crappie in the timber, middle of the lake, bigger white crappie southeast of ski area, 20 foot of water, 8 foot to bottom, 2 foot monkey milk P. I'm not sure what the P is, but I figured it the 2 inch was monkey milk.
And when he set the hook, it made him pee, maybe. Stephen King, he said he's seen a bunch of giant mule deer on the way home today from the lake.
Mm.
Stephen, come on, go door knocking for me or something. Help a brother out and get me on them big mule deer.
Ooh.
Craig
Trent
Town,
says,
go ahead.
Brad, I believe it will be over 16 if Hayden fishes 1690 is his guess. For us regular people, he's going to say 16 pounds. Uh,
That's a good guess.
1690. Well, that's
That'd
up
be
there.
a sack.
I
Yeah,
mean, it
that's a,
wouldn't shock me either. I mean,
it
it definitely.
wouldn't. No, it wouldn't me at all. Come on.
Phew. Yeah, Kentucky Lake is 160,000 acres with
Wow.
2,300 miles of shoreline. So, yeah, it's a pretty good
Holy
size
smokes.
lake. I
Yeah,
mean, it was
that's incredible.
huge.
Have you read Ricky's comment yet? Fishing Kentucky Lake. When do you start fishing using a float before the spawn? You read that one?
No.
Okay, yeah. He's asking when do you start fishing the shoreline using a float before the spawn? Well, Ricky, technically, when you're fishing the shoreline with a float, it's during the spawn. A lot of times, where we're at anyway, is when they're on the banks and you're able to get them with the bobber, and that's where we're around where we're at. It's always going to be different timing, a little bit. Uh, I'm going to say mid-April, anywhere through the month of April, it starts kicking off to where you can go catch some fish with a float on the shorelines. Brad's always like a week or two ahead of me, depending on the weather. So
Yep. Pretty much. I mean, that's how it's kind of
yeah.
rolled, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah. When you start talking about fish are smashing and they're
Hmm.
moving up in the column and you're catching them roaming, it's like all right, I got 2 weeks and I'm gonna be there. But
Yeah.
usually, yeah, I'm still in the cold lethargic bite while you start getting fired up with them.
Yeah. William, he said, Spider rigged Green River 2 days last week in 8 to 20 foot of water. Ended up with 29 keepers and about 60 shorts. Popeye jig tip with a minnow was a ticket. Was nice to take it back old school. I was actually talking to a buddy of mine today about old school, and I said, you know what? I think I'm gonna go out one day this year for sure and do some spider rigging. Not even turn on live scope, just go by, regular sonar, map, old school, just go spider
Yeah.
rigging. I think it'd be really fun to do.
That would be fun. I'd like to do that pulling with you just to sit back and catch some
Oh
crappie,
yeah.
not stress and watching. But Steve Hallen, how's it going, buddy? He said, "What's up, fellas?" Jeremy Harris, he said he hasn't been fishing Fort because you have to keep everything right now. Smaller lake
Hmm.
is on fire, 12 to 20 foot structure, 8 ounce jig heads. I forgot all about Lake Fork's rule of you have to keep all the fish you catch until your limit. I forget about that. I bet it gets a
Hmm.
break this time of year a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Ripping Lips, he says, so much fun and learning on today's bite. Appreciate both you guys. Ripping Lips, we appreciate you coming on here every single week. Guys, if you decide to try and Bobby Garland baits, check them out at lurenet.com. And we've got a discount code. And like I said, I tested it actually yesterday and it's still working great. Crappie Connection 15, no spaces. Crappie Connection 15, get you 15% off everything on LureNet. So if you blast fish or whatever,
I mean,
as
it's
long as
got
you
everything.
get crappie goods. No, you ain't got
That's
to.
right. Yeah,
You
yeah,
can buy
yeah.
even bass stuff off there with that discount code. So
There's
make sure you guys are
everything.
using it.
Yep. Everything you can imagine. Trust me, I've shopped it.
Let's see. I'm trying. I see the.
Dustin Shields said 300 likes should be a Crappie Connection hoodie giveaway.
We can do it.
No comment to that one, Dustin. I'm
I'm
just
getting down to it. I didn't. I don't. I'm reading other comments.
Warren Brumley said he caught. I just lost it, but oh, I see. Um, Caught a limit on Grand today. Itty bit slab hunter, live minnow color, fish on logs, roamers. Only caught casting to them. Wouldn't bite, dropping on them. Warren, that sounds like a great day to me. By golly, any time you catching a limit of fish on Grand Lake, that's a good day. I bet I know what area you was in, and it seems
You
to be
bet.
it seems to be one of the better places to fish right now. It was a busy rascal today, though. All that warm weather, there was boats everywhere.
New colors. Someone asked about the new colors, and they are fishing great. I've been fishing them a couple months now. Um, I know Dustin's got a favorite color of that. I already know what it is.
Well, of the new ones,
Yeah, the new colors. I already know what your favorite new color is.
or what?
We've heard
Nat-
all about it.
what
Good
natural
Lord.
cricket or which one?
You- You're kidding me.
Not Wonder Bread.
Wonder Bread. Yeah.
Oh,
What?
okay, I got you.
That would
I
have to
talk
be
about
your
so many
favorite
colors,
color.
Brad. You gotta give me a break here. But yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, Wonder Bread. Oh my gosh. Well, I got my package in here, but today I think I could have did good on Wonder Bread.
Hmm.
That bait's always going to be in the arsenal for sure.
Oh, old shirt says I can get you 2 boats at Reelfoot during the Grizzly show.
Uh-oh, that
Ooh-wee.
sounds fun. Don't threaten me with a good time. I
Yeah, I
mean it. I
mean,
will. Hey, while Brad's over there doing all his stuff in there, guys, I will come hop in at
mm,
Reelfoot. Don't tempt me with a good time.
you know, I would love
Mark
to
it
try
off
to
the
figure
bucket
out how
list.
to do that. My thing, when we go to Grizzly Jig, I try to record a bunch of podcasts, 12 to 15 different episodes since I've got so much fishing talent there, I try to take advantage of it. So my only thing is time frame. Maybe we can work out something though. I would love to fish Reelfoot just on a bucket list level thing.
Yeah. Well, all we
Um,
really need to figure out is Alan getting with me with that turkey hunt permission. I sure appreciate you guys today, though, for sure, on
mhm,
all the comments and everything. I know Brad
mm,
as well as I is thinking like I am right now. If we missed any comments, I'm super sorry, but this has been the most loaded comments I think I've ever read through here. So it's kind of
mhm,
kept me picked up, and you kind of like they throw me. It's hard to explain, but though if you don't read one fast enough, it kicks you off. So if anybody got
mm,
missed, you just hit me up in the messenger or whatever. If you had a question or anything, I'd love to
absolutely.
answer it and take care of
Uh,
you. But I think we
yeah,
covered most of it.
y'all can email me as well as cropconnection@gmail.com. Be glad to answer your questions on there. Love to hear them during a live stream. So if you think it's something you want to talk about next
You
week,
bet.
throw it on here. We got some great goals for 2026. What we're going to do here at the Crop Connection as well. Today's bite is scheduled to go all throughout the year, every Tuesday night. Might be some hiccups here and there, but we're going to be here next Tuesday night. So make sure if you're new to the page, new to the channel, what have you, join
Tune
us every
in.
Tuesday night, and
You bet.
we love to talk about crappie fishing and joke around and have a good time.
You bet. Think
Um,
of another good question for next week for us.
yeah, absolutely.
Fun to keep the
uh,
brain rolling.
we ended the show right now with 331 likes between the two
Woo!
platforms, so
I'm
we
proud of
exceeded
us. You bet.
Dustin's goal by
Hey,
51,
and yours by 30 something.
by mine by
We
31.
was overreaching. No, we wasn't. You guys are
Uh,
just you always come through. They always come through for us.
mhm.
I sure appreciate it. Now when the spring
um,
comes around and everybody's fishing, you can't be forgetting about us out here.
um, Details on the Grizzly show. Let me give you the dates. It is in Crothersville, Missouri, and it will be. Let me get the exact dates for you. I'm gonna get this out real quick.
I'd love to tell you, but I'm thinking January 29th
January 29th through
to
February
February
1st,
1st.
which is a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're planning on coming up Thursday and leaving Sunday morning, so we'll be there a lot. I'm bringing some Crappie Connection gear, hoodies, sun hoodies as well with me. We need to get rid of some of this stuff, so I want to throw some deals out there for you guys going up to the show. So make sure you attend and bringing some winter hoodies and some summer hoodies. So I need to lessen my shop up so
I'll
I
be
can order
rolling
some
in.
more stuff.
Hopefully, I'll be rolling in if nothing happens. Friday midday, probably Friday morning, somewhere in there. hope to see you guys. Be a good
Yeah,
time.
me and Dustin maybe we can do a seminar together.
Yeah, that'd be epic. I haven't seen the schedule or anything yet. I don't know when
It's
they
not
come
out
out.
yet. I talked to
Okay.
Wade this week actually about it, and he said he's just trying to confirm who's coming and who's not coming
Okay.
to get the
Gotcha.
schedule together. So as
Perfect.
soon as it's available, I post it on the Crappie Connection Facebook page, so you can check it out there. 335 likes, guys. Thank you very much. Until next
I
Tuesday night,
appreciate you
you got
guys.
Brad Chappell here
See you then.
and
Dust
the
Dash.
stash.